This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, welcome back, folks. Good bounce-back win for the Yankees today. They avoid the sweep at the hands of the Phillies. Final score, 4-3. Carlos Rodon getting the better of Zach Wheeler in a pretty good pitching matchup in the Bronx today. Ryan McMahon had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, also a couple of stellar defensive plays. Because of the Yankees' win and the Tigers' victory over Toronto, the Yanks gain a game in the division. They now trail the Blue Jays by just 5.5 in the AL East. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast, which is this, gives you a place to chat after every single Yankee game. That's what we do. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Before we begin, this episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your very first year. And away we go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, as we said, Yanks bounce back. They get the win they needed. Could not get swept in front of the home folks by the Phillies, despite the fact that the Phillies are a ripe test, if you will. But again, Yanks do what they have to do. They score 4 times in the bottom of the second inning and then hang on for dear life. It was 2-0 Phillies heading to the bottom of the second. That's when the Yanks plated all 4 runs off Zach Wheeler. Nothing before, nothing after. Now the Phils would get within 1 in the 5th, thanks to Otto Kemp's second home run of the day. Believe it or not, Kemp, the light-hitting Kemp, the youngster, had 2 home runs in his previous 34 major league games before today. So what does he do against Carlos Rodon? Not 1, but 2 solo home runs, doubling his number from 2 to 4 in just a matter of an hour. Regardless, Yankees still hang on to win 4-3. Phillies and Yanks both had chances down the stretch to pad their scores, obviously neither getting the job done. As for the offense, Ryan McMahon, the only player on the Yankees side with 2 hits, and his first hit, the 2-run double in that 4th inning, really sparked things for the Yanks offense. McMahon also making another dazzling defensive play. So again, exactly what you want from Ryan McMahon is exactly what you're getting. He is the glove the Yankees coveted at the hot corner. Obviously, Anthony Volpe on the left side of the infield at short also has to get better. But again, the Yanks have patched a huge hole with Ryan McMahon at third base, and we've seen it over the last couple of days. By the way, the Yankees also made a move before today. After last night, they acquired Ahmed Rosario, who, of course, was a prospect in the Mets system. They get him from Washington. Now, he's great against lefties, not so much against righties. But again, he will be a utility/platoon infielder that the Yankees desperately need. All right, as we said, McMahon had 2 hits. No other Yankee had more than 1, of course. After yesterday's news in regards to Aaron Judge, it's now life, at least in the meantime, without Judge. As for the lineup, it was Grisham, Rice, Bellinger, Stanton, Jazz. That was the top 5. So again, the lineup without Judge will absolutely look very different. Grisham went 1 for 4. Ben Rice went 0 for 3. Bellinger went 1 for 3. Giancarlo Stanton did strike out twice, as did Grisham, but Stanton is the key piece, and we spoke about this last night. Stanton is going to be the DH when Judge isn't there. The problem is when Judge returns, he's going to be the DH. So either one of 2 things happens. We say bye-bye to Stanton and he becomes a part-time pinch hitter, or we get a mitt on that right hand, on that left hand of his. He's a righty. We get a mitt on that left hand and he gets to play in the outfield, which of course would be right field, which of course would be scary. So again, we're not there yet. We're several weeks away, but it's something you got to be thinking about, especially considering the thoughts from Aaron Judge post MRI imaging results. He says as soon as the 10 days are up, he'll be DHing. 10 days after that, he'll be back in the field. So really, if you do the math, according to Aaron Judge, it's roughly 3 weeks, which would be obviously best case scenario for Judge and the Yankees. But again, who knows? Maybe the flexor strain in the right arm doesn't heal as quickly as we thought it would, and then it's more time. But again, right now, Stan's going to play every day. He's going to be the regular DH every single day, and he's going to bat smack middle of that lineup. Meanwhile, some other problems. Jazz down to 251. He takes an 0 for 3. Anthony Volpe just continues to plummet as far as average, down to 215, takes an 0 for 4 today, struck out twice. The 215 is bad enough. How about the on base? 285. So terrible stuff once again from Anthony Volpe. As for Carlos Rodon, not his best stuff. It was quite muggy today. But again, he wins, and he wins again. His 11th of the season, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. All 3 runs he allowed were solo home runs. Again, Castellanos, Kemp twice. That was it. 2 in the second, 1 in the fifth, and again, that was it. The Yankees got excellent work from Loaisiga, Weaver, Hill, and Williams, none of which allowed a run to score. High leverage relievers in high leverage spots get the job done for the Yankees. And because of it, really, their 4 best relievers, Loaisiga, Weaver, Hill, and Williams, that's when the Yankees are at their best. Now, what does that mean going forward? Well, these, specifically Loaisiga, who's now pitched the last 2 days, they're not going to pitch every single day. Tim Hill has made 50 appearances, one of the most in baseball. So again, at some point, either it's going to catch up to them performance-wise, or they're going to have to slow down, which is more likely, which means more pressure on the lesser relievers. Regardless, the prescription for a win was followed to a T today. 5 1/3 from Rodon. Loaisiga, Weaver, Hill, and Williams finished the rest. And Williams, as we said, has been lights out in the 9th inning. He now has 16 saves, struck out 2 more, needed just 13 pitches to get through the 9th inning. As for Zach Wheeler, much like his counterpart Rodon, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 and 2 walks. He too struck out 8. But again, all 4 of those runs coming in the 2nd inning. It was 4-2 after 2, and you figured we're going to be in for a long one. The offense obviously settled down after that with just the solo home run from Kemp in the 5th inning and nothing else from either side combined. Again, 4-3, the final score. Yanks are now 57-48, 31-21 at home. And as we said, finally, the Blue Jays lose one in big fashion. They get blown out by the Tigers in Detroit. Tigers needed that one as well. So at the moment, the Yanks now trail the Blue Jays by 5.5. Really, there was only one way this could possibly go. Fewer games between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and that's exactly what we got today. Yanks needed it badly. The Tigers needed it badly. And by virtue of that, the Yankees pick up a game in the division. Again, 4-3, the final score as the Yanks avoid the sweep. Remember, no rest for the weary. Next 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, against the Rays. Now, let's be accurate about this. The Rays have been struggling. They're now behind both the Yankees and Blue Jays for 4th place in the division. They have been struggling. They're now over 10 games back. However, the Yanks have had serious struggles against the AL East this season. So can't put anything past the Tampa Bay Rays. As for those pitching matchups, we'll get to those next and obviously do player of the game as well. All right, ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO. giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. If you've ever wished you had all your accounts and spending in one place, Monarch Money is for you. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your very first year. All right, next up is Game Day Hue. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Day Hue. For Yankee fans like me, this one hits the mark. Game Day Hue makes clean, no-logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. I love rocking it on the golf course. It's subtle, stylish, and I can still rep my team. I've worn mine to tailgates, tee times, and just out running errands. And I always get compliments. It's not just hats as well. How about the split shade gloves made for the golf course, or the perfect gift for the fan who has everything? Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. All right, we are back without further ado.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Game ball to Ryan McMahon. Obviously, Carlos Rodon did what he needed to do to get the job done as far as pitching, but the offense was led by McMahon. 2 hits, a huge 2-run double. He drove in 2 and made another stellar defensive play. So kudos to Ryan McMahon. Golf clap. His first player of the game as a Yankee, and it comes in his second start as a Yankee. As we said, Ahmed Rosario, at some point in the coming days, especially with no day off this week, is going to see some playing time. I would think for Anthony Volpe at shortstop. As we said, Volpe takes another collar. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, now hitting .215. Regardless, you can bet you'll see Rosario coming in there at some point over the next couple of weeks. By the way, kudos to the Yankees bullpen today. The pen over the last 23 games carrying an ERA over 7 in nearly a month of work. But again, they got the job done. 5 1/3 from Rodon, 2/3 from Loaizaga, and innings each from Weaver, Hill, and Williams. Terrific work. 3 2/3 shutout baseball from that Yankee bullpen again. Over the last 23 games coming into today, the ERA of the pen was north of 7. It'll go down after a wonderful performance today. By the way, Ryan McMahon, we told you about his 2-hit, 2 RBI performance. Yes, this carries over to the Colorado Rockies, but he has now driven in 11 RBIs in his last 11 games. So on a pretty good pace there after a 4-3 Yankee win. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with the Rays. Schlittler, Rasmussen tomorrow. Fried, Boyle on Tuesday. Warren, Littell on Wednesday. And Stroman, Pepio on Thursday. For the Yankees, one more time, Schlittler, Fried, Warren, Stroman, Monday through Thursday. After the Yankees wrap up their 4-game set in the Bronx with the Rays, they're off to Miami and Texas. 3 with the Marlins, 3 with the Rangers, before the Yanks return home for 3 with Houston and 3 with Minnesota. Great win today for the Yanks. Thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. Again, they handle all the stuff at Locked On Yanks. They're the best, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. 4-3 the final score. Yanks win. They snap their mini losing skid, and they avoid the sweep at the hands of the Phillies. As we said, The first of 4 with Tampa Bay Monday night under the lights in the Bronx. Schlittler and Rasmussen, of course, are your starters. And, of course, yours truly will be with you following every game. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. Take care, everybody.